Hey guys, this is AnimeBallZ here, and today we're going to be doing the third part of What If Naruto Was a Hybrid. You guys really have showed some love on this What If, with both of the parts exceeding 1,000 views, I believe. You guys clearly reached a like goal, so I will be making part 3 of What If Naruto Was a Hybrid today. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jit. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Naruto explains everything about the vampire's strength and weaknesses and why he's done this. He has done this because he wants a pack. He has heard about packs making werewolves and vampires stronger. I'm not sure if it makes vampires stronger because there aren't vampires in Teen Wolf, but I'm gonna do it because there are vampires in this What If. Naruto has also started chakra enhancing his blood, but when he does it, the blood catches a light and gets darker and more effective when the flame is gone. This is because of the blood fire release developing. Naruto, Sasuke and Haku train very hard and they gain a pack-like bond between each other. But because there is no alpha, everyone is trying to one-up each other and gain dominance. This can be seen as good and bad. Because of Haku's great loyalty, he pleads loyalty towards the village and swears to protect the village with his life. Sakura has been training hard too, but she hasn't gone anywhere near as far as Naruto and Sasuke. When Naruto is encountered by Gaara, Kankuro and Temari, he isn't fazed one bit. He just messes with their heads and inflicts fear into their brains when he looks in each one of their eyes. When Gaara starts feeling fear, he starts going crazy and sand comes from his huge gourd on his back, then a huge mass of sand is concentrated, then zoomed at Naruto. Think of it like a huge fist. Naruto punches the sand fist and hits it at such speed that Gaara goes flying and Naruto creates a huge shockwave from the force and speed being well over sound speed. Naruto smiles at the two still conscious Tsunagakure Genin, then walks off with his hands in his pockets. When Naruto gets to the Chunin exams, he has made a little name for himself between Kankuro, Temari and Gaara. The whole Sasuke Rock Lee thing ends very differently. Sasuke doesn't have anywhere near as much technique, but he is very likely faster and stronger. I could be wrong, I don't know everything about the series, so please put in the comment if I'm wrong or right. I know it doesn't seem like it, but this vampire thing is very strong. I'd say since his vampire powers are fully developed and only going to evolve, it's a 4 times multiplier for physical attributes at the very least and 5 times as a high. Now let's get to the first phase. Naruto looks around and sees no options. He can't do these questions. Naruto doesn't just gain knowledge he didn't know because he's a vampire, but he is smarter. He knows how to work his way around things. Because of this, he promptly starts to understand the purpose of the test. He sees someone in the crowd writing very fast and being very confident. Naruto messes with the guy's head and makes him see fog on his paper. He lifts his arm and starts looking around in fear. Naruto starts writing with insane speed and finishes in a flash. Sasuke does the same thing with the Sharingan, except that his Sharingan is more advanced now because of his vampire ability. All 3 of them finish the first phase in a flash and on to the 10th question. They all decide to answer and they pass the first phase. Now for the Forest of Death phase. When Naruto encounters Orochimaru, Naruto and Sasuke are quick to battle. Sasuke's Sharingan activates and it looks a little different. It's black and has a red outline with white tomo. This is the Akuma Sharingan. This is the Sharingan but evolved from the vampire's chakra influence. It works like a normal Sharingan but it has an advanced, mind-compelling jutsu. You'll see what I mean by how it's advanced. When the Sharingan is complete, it gives access to the mind-control jutsu. Mind-control jutsu can only be countered by the Mangekyo Sharingan and certain high-level ninja. It is an insanely talented jutsu. Naruto looks at Orochimaru and says, "You will leave us be." Orochimaru says, "I'm sorry, but that's not gonna happen." Sasuke turns with his glowing Sharingan and says, "You will leave us be." Orochimaru counters this as well. By the way, if you didn't know, they were actually trying to compel Orochimaru, but because he's Sannin level, there's no way they can compel him to do anything. Naruto and Sasuke see that this dude is going to be strong. Naruto grows black veins and uses the base powers of a hybrid. Sasuke uses the vampire powers, then they both zoom at Orochimaru. Naruto and Sasuke are now faster, like much faster. Sasuke is around Mach 5 with my calculations and above, and Naruto is like Mach 8 minimum. Naruto zooms at Orochimaru Orochimaru and punches him through a tree. Orochimaru gets up unaffected, then runs at Naruto. Naruto dodges his incoming attack, then blocks the second. Sasuke then zooms right past Naruto and kicks Orochimaru back into a tree. Naruto weaves some hand signs and uses the fireball jutsu. Orochimaru just about jumps over the fire, then dives down onto Naruto. Naruto dodges the first attack, then jumps back. Naruto lands and Orochimaru comes zooming at him. In a moment of dear need, he subconsciously lights Orochimaru's blood in his hand on fire. Because of the chakra in his arm, his hand just explodes off. Orochimaru stops before he comes close to Naruto and his arm is smoking. Naruto is now fully activated his blood fire release. Naruto runs at Orochimaru with a kunai. Because of his speed, he is able to slash Orochimaru in the stomach, then he coats the kunai in blood. Naruto jumps back to dodge Orochimaru's attack, but Orochimaru keeps his distance. Orochimaru uses the fireball jutsu, but Naruto isn't phased. Naruto runs to the side, then throws a bloody kunai at Orochimaru. Orochimaru just about dodges the kunai, but then it explodes with fire. Orochimaru goes flying and slams into a tree. Naruto weaves several hand signs and creates 50 shadow clones. All of the shadow clones zoom right at Orochimaru full speed. Sasuke gets to Naruto and then Naruto says, "Give me your blood. I have a paper bomb equipped, so if I detonate it at the same time as the paper detonates, it will explode with burning fire." Naruto soaks 2 paper bombs and Sasuke takes one. Naruto ties it to his kunai, which also has a bloody tip from stabbing himself on the arm. Sasuke also does the same. Naruto sees that all of his shadow clones are gone, then he lights Orochimaru's left hand on fire. Orochimaru waves the fire away, but his hand is literally just dead flesh and fractured bones. Sasuke says, "Now." Naruto controls his demon chakra to his hand and he throws the kunai so fast that the blood on his kunai spreads to the rest of the kunai. Orochimaru sees the kunai light on fire, then Naruto times the explosion perfectly. The kunai explodes and the explosion is huge, and when the smoke fades, fire is everywhere. Sasuke throws his own kunai, then Naruto controls the blood on the kunai and paper bomb. Orochimaru looks up, then gets exploded by the kunai. He goes flying back. Orochimaru has basically no hands now and his body is burned and bleeding. He zooms at Sasuke full force and when he gets close he gives him the curse mark. Sasuke coughs blood then falls to the ground, knocked out. Naruto tracks a running Orochimaru, then lights his blood on fire. Orochimaru's speed does blow out the fire though. Naruto drops down to Sasuke, then Sakura looks down at Sasuke in so much fear. Naruto says, "Sakura, what are you doing? Come and help." Sakura is frozen from fear, then Naruto sighs and examines Sasuke. He says to himself, well, he can't be dead, but he has some sort of mark. He seems to be feeding on his chakra. He should be up soon. Naruto stands up, then after a few seconds, Sasuke gets up quickly. Naruto turns and sees another team, Team Dosu. Sasuke gets up, then the curse mark grows from his neck. Let's say that because of the curse mark's demonic origins, it is way more effective with demon chakra. Sasuke's Sharingan activates, then he zooms right at the 3 at hypersonic speeds. Sasuke punches Dosu Kanata and he goes flying back into a tree. Kin and Zaku turn to Sasuke in fear, then Sasuke jumps back quickly. He activates his Akuma Sharingan and casts Mass Compulsion. He compels them both to give him the Earth Scroll, then walk away. They walk up and give him the Earth Scroll, then they both walk away into the distance, leaving a knocked out Dosu lying on the tree. Naruto says, "Are you okay?" Sasuke's curse mark retreats as he turns around. He says, "Fine. This new power was extremely hard to control. That's why I punched that guy when I could have easily compelled them all to just hand over the scroll." Naruto says, "You can compel many people at once?" Sasuke says, "Yeah, I think it's my Sharingan." Naruto says, "That will be useful." Team 7 zoom right to the finishing place and finish much earlier than in the series. In the preliminaries, the matches changed because Team Dosu failed. Sakura has forfeited because she really has taken a hit to her ego. I don't know if anything happens if Sakura was to forfeit. Please put in the comments if something happens, because I have been looking around but I haven't really found anything. The first match is Sasuke versus Yoroi. Kakashi has informed Sasuke to not use ninjutsu, but Sasuke is willing to show he has somewhat control over the curse mark. The match starts and Sasuke smiles as the curse mark glows orange. Kakashi says to himself, "Sasuke, what are you doing?" Sasuke grows long fangs and shapeshifts into the vampire curse mark form. His power in this form is definitely not to be reckoned with. Yoroi runs right at Sasuke with his chakra absorbing hands, and when he is right next to Sasuke, Sasuke literally appears behind Yoroi then kicks him from the center of the building into the wall. Yoroi gets knocked out and Sasuke retreats his curse mark and returns back to normal, and he walks away. The second match and the last match we'll be covering is Naruto versus Kiba. Naruto is ready, but he isn't going to hold back. He reveals his partial shift state and reveals 3 shuriken tied by wire. Kiba and Akamaru both run to him, but Naruto throws the shuriken all at Kiba. He cuts Kiba on both sides and stabs him in the stomach. He pulls the shuriken back since they are now bloody. Kiba starts to feel something weird. Kiba's blood lights on fire and his arm explodes internally, leaving more blood to run down his arm and stop it from moving. Naruto catches the 3 shuriken and throws them back. The shuriken have huge auras purely made of fire. Kiba dodges one then gets cut by another on the leg, leaving the cut to light on fire then internally explode. Akamaru then gets angry and rushes Naruto. Naruto runs right at the dog as well as pulling the shuriken back. He kicks one to the side of Akamaru, then it explodes with fire. Akamaru jumps to the side, then Kiba and Akamaru quickly use the Man-Beast clone jutsu. Naruto smiles, then pulls the 3 shuriken through the pool of blood on the floor. He then pulls it back, then starts spinning the shuriken around his body, creating a tornado of fire. Naruto slowly moves forward, pulling the tornado towards Kiba and Akamaru. He then throws the shuriken from the fire tornado and explodes Akamaru back, knocking out and partially burning him. Naruto destroys the fire tornado, then lights the shuriken on fire. Naruto lets go of the wire and just straight up throws them at Kiba. Kiba smiles and ducks under the shuriken easily. He zooms across the arena then leaps at Naruto. Naruto maneuvers to the left then perfectly slashes Kiba in the side of the stomach. Naruto turns and lights the blood on fire. Naruto clenches his fist then lights the blood in his hand on fire. He zooms right at Kiba with such speed that he cracks the floor from jumping off of the ground. He circles the entire arena to appear in front of Kiba. He punches Kiba right across the arena and he slams into the wall and gets knocked out. Naruto retracts his powers then he wins the fight. So that will conclude the third part of What If Naruto Was a Hybrid. If you liked this part then like and comment what you liked about it or something that I should improve on for the next part. If you really like this What If then you can subscribe and put on post notifications to be told when the next parts of these What Ifs will be made with great accuracy. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.